Hello everyone, we all agree that you can never know enough scales, but there are so many of them that learning guitar scales can actually be quite intimidating and frustrating. So today I'm going to try to help you out by showing you 7 scales that I think you really shouldn't do without. Regardless of your current style or your current level, these are 7 scales that should definitely be in your arsenal. Throughout this video we'll give you one fingering for each scale, and I'll keep everything in the key of C and always starting with the root on the 6th string, in this case on the 8th fret. Every fingering will have at least 2 octaves so as to make it functional, but also not to overwhelm you with a bunch of positions. All right, let's begin. The first scale is, of course, the major scale, what I call the mother of all scales, and the scales from which we could say all others are derived. It's a scale that you'll find in all types and styles of music from all periods of music, so it's something you simply must know. It's non-debatable, and this is what it sounds like. Very open, very bright, a happy sounding scale. And we're not going to get into theory today, I promise you, but the notes that kind of define it are the major third, in this case it's E, which gives it the major sound, and also the 6th and the 7th, A and B. Right? All notes are important, but these 3 are the ones that truly make up the sound of the scale. Here's how you play it through a whole position. Next up is the minor scale, the other big one from which a lot of minor tonalities, of course, are derived. It's used in all styles of music again, classical music of course, but also is a staple of rock, hard rock and heavy metal music, where a lot of those compositions are based around the minor tonality. The sound of the scale is this. So it's darker, moodier, and more mysterious, and the notes that define the scale, without again getting too much into theory, are the minor third, which gives it the minor sound, and then also the minor 6th and minor 7th, A flat and B flat. Right? This is kind of the quintessential minor sound. If we go back to the major scale and take 2 notes out of it, we get something called the major pentatonic scale. Again, it's a very common and popular scale, and it sounds mellower and less defined, as you can hear. Right? And the reason it's less defined is the 2 notes that are missing. We're missing the 4th, F, and the 7th, B. And if you think about it, the F and the B is where the half steps are in a major scale. That notes that kind of push, the notes that create tension and release, and the major pentatonic doesn't have them. This is an advantage because it's very easy to use in improvisation when you're starting out, but it's also a disadvantage because it really takes a lot more work to make it interesting and to make it compelling. If we do the same thing to a minor scale, we get the minor pentatonic scale, and the 2 notes we're taking out of the regular minor scale will be the 2nd and the 6th. So in the key of C, it will be the D and the A flat. Again, we're removing the half steps and we get a sound that goes like this. I'm sure you've recognized it, you've heard it 1,000 times, or 1,000,000 times actually, in all rock songs, blues songs, heavy metal songs, pop songs, it's everywhere. And as a matter of fact, if you're into rock music, this is where you spend most of your time. And here's how you play it in a full position. If you only knew these 4 scales, you'd already be in pretty good shape, but let's continue and give things a bit more spice. Let's go back to the major scale now, and instead of removing 2 notes, let's just simply change 1 note. Let's take the B, the 7th, and lower it 1 half step to B flat. This is what it would sound like. You hear that bit of a twang there. This is called the Mixolydian scale. And again, it's taken from the major scale, and we simply lower the 7th. This takes away that push that the major scale has, that one, and replaces it with a bluesier, mellower flat 7. Like that. Beautiful sound, very useful if you're into rock again, if you're into the blues. If you play country music, it comes in very handy. And here's how you play it in a full position. Now let's do the same thing to a minor scale. Let's change only one note, and for that we'll pick the 6th note. In the key of C minor, the 6th is A flat, and we're just going to raise it 1/2 step up to a natural A, and this is the result. It's a slightly brighter, edgier minor scale, and the reason is that raised 6. It's called the Dorian scale, and this scale combines very, very well with the natural minor and with the minor pentatonic, and you'll see this combination in a lot of styles such as rock, blues, it's used a lot in funk, world music, and many others. It's a very, very useful scale that it's absolutely a must to have under your belt. We're going to end this video with a more advanced scale that is the basis for many other scales and chords used in jazz, fusion, and modern music in general. It might seem a bit out there for now, but it will come in very handy as you progress. This scale is called the melodic minor scale, and you can look at it two ways. Either as a minor scale with both the 6th and the 7th, raised a 1/2 step, so from A flat and B flat to natural A and natural B, or you could look at it as a major scale with a minor 3rd, so instead of E and E flat. No matter how you look at it, this is what it sounds like. You can certainly hear the mix of minor and major. It basically starts as a minor scale, but then when it gets to the 4th and 5th, it continues as a major scale. You might have a hard time using this until you get a bit deeper into theory, but it will still come in handy for you, so here's a full position. As you start exploring these scales, keep in mind that you can't just play them over any chord or chord progression. You know, they do require a little bit of context and understanding. And also you might find some of them quite tricky to get under your fingers. And if you're having trouble with that, I think this video here will really help you out. And if technique is something you're into or are struggling with, I must say these two books will really help you out. They cover alternate picking and legato, which are the two main techniques you will use to interface with these scales, and besides, there are really two techniques that all guitar players should master. Thank you very much for watching until the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, maybe give it a like. If you haven't joined us yet, please subscribe, and as always, keep your comments coming. I love reading and replying to all of them. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.